Gee.
What?
I gave you the bait earlier about checking your ass out, and you didn't say, I don't eat ass when I podcast, Chris.
Okay, there's no context for that
bait.
statement. There's
You
no
had
context.
bait, and you didn't use it.
I have to agree with this man. Totally. Hello and welcome to the AWKWARDCast ANY and Keyframe One About Random Dribble. And very much to Keyframe's disdain, we got Aficionados Chris back in the guest booth.
And you, on the third time, you still can't get it right.
What? Aficionados
It's supposed
Chris.
to be three's a charm. You're supposed to have it right by now.
Aficionados Chris.
You keep saying nados. Nah. Aficionados.
Aficionados Chris.
There you go.
Aficionados Chris.
He's right.
Aficionados
He
Chris.
can be taught.
Until I forget, of course, again.
Yeah.
Hi, Keyframe. Welcome to the show.
I may be here physically, but in every other way, I am in a different dimension to try to get away from the combined idiocy that you two share.
You are welcome. Talking about the person I share idiocy with, Chris. Even so, you have been here like at least 3 times. We figured out earlier 3. Okay. Please remind us, who are you, what do you do, and why should we care?
Well, oh, look, that's me. Why?
Me.
Oh, tell us who you are. Here you are.
Yeah, I mean, I give you this as a prompt to be like, hey, I'm a famous YouTuber.
Well, fuck off. Famous. I work for a famous YouTuber. I make video reviews.
True.
They're back on. They haven't been as frequent for a while, and Christy's been helpful in getting them back on track, actually. And the new one's right up there.
Yeah, a week ago. Yeah.
Well, there'll be another one this Thursday. Halloween's Thursday, right?
Yeah, and I remember this one had a reference to the Sonic the
Yep,
movie
Halloween's
trailer.
Thursday.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, it did.
Did I reference the Sonic movie?
I mean,
I think
Yeah,
said-
the whole beginning was the Muppet going,
Yeah, the Muppet.
Meow.
Yeah. Well, that was simply because, I mean, what better thing to use the Muppet for?
But okay, I
He
see
looks
you,
good in the hat for some reason.
you have an official website, so let's show this. I hope
I
it's
do,
not
yeah.
disappointing. Okay, that looks good. They should have gone with that from the beginning.
A couple friends helped build that. Dylan, I think you guys know Dylan.
I know Dylan.
He helped build that site because I guess his grandfather has like a HostGator that's like extended to eternity, and he just put me on that thing. Oh, my grandfather never uses it, so I'll just host your website on, and
Why
we
does a
can build it on.
grandpa have like a website HostGate? Like,
I don't know. I don't
what
remember.
need do you have for this?
I don't know. Maybe to store his.
Oh yeah,
earnings.
Dylan.
I don't.
Dylan works for OBS. Yeah, that guy.
Yes, the OBS boy.
The OBS
I always
boy.
forget that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is.
But
It is
what's
a nice
been-
website.
But yeah, you do video reviews. You've been on this show more than thrice.
3 times as a guest, once as a guest host, so technically 4.
I believe you have officially only become edited something for me since you have been here last time. So
Yeah. I
so
edited
yeah, he's now
the
officially
gender discussion.
Yeah, exactly. So he's now officially even a member
He
of
made-
Team A and Y.
He made a bunch of cursed images in his
Oh.
video for this, like Despicable Max and the fucking Ahigo face that I didn't know you were making.
There were 3 cursed images, really. Which were Despicable Max, which was Max's head on Gru's body.
Wait. Let us find those images live, shall we?
You're gonna pull up the video and skim through to find all the cursed images?
I will try.
Do we have anything better on this podcast?
Oh shit!
Me?
I'm logged in with the wrong profile. Ah,
Professional.
I know, right?
Very professional.
Okay.
That would explain why when you went to the channel, it autoplayed, because otherwise, you're not subscribed, are you, Max?
Dum dum dum.
Yeah,
Totally.
there it is.
Okay.
I even made the thumbnail, which is not something you're usually supposed to do as the editor.
Okay. Wait. I believe we have a,
Despicable Max is somewhere in the beginning.
but we also have the jump into
No.
it. Wait, or did I already... Wait, this...
You went past... God damn it. You went past the... Because you said that you had the most despicable point of view of all.
Oh yeah, this
There
one
we
is
go.
beautiful. This one is a beautiful one. That's true. But didn't you also have the let's jump into it in this one?
Yes, after, after the
where I
zoom
put-
in where you say, I'm not Sean.
Yeah. Yep. And now let's jump. But the Philip DeFranco does not count as one of the cursed images, I take it?
I mean, I suppose he could.
Or
Again, I
missed
think
it.
attaching your head to any body is a curse thing, and vice versa.
Sounds about
Well,
right.
Well, because of that, I would assume that the ANY in the French maid outfit is also
Oh,
cursed.
that is the hundo %
wait.
cursed.
Where was
There it is.
There's
Ah,
Philip.
there was this one, yes. Okay, well,
Philip the Anko.
it probably would be easier if I had it not muted.
Probably would be easier if you didn't do this on a live stream.
You think? But I have to self-advertise. But I guess at this point I
You
can
have to
just say link
self-advertise
to the
on
video.
the show.
That's yeah. But yeah, link to the video in the description down below. Now back to our guest.
Thank you. I love being upstaged by the host.
By
of his
your
own
work,
show.
by your work. I was showcasing your work, which is actually
It's
good.
not like I don't show off that work and say I'm proud of this.
Oh.
Not when you work for me. I get it.
Anyway, Chris,
Yeah.
what's been going on in your life?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, videos are back on track. They've been on like a JonTron-ish hiatus, except I wasn't wanted for terrible political opinions. So we did have the exact same amount of time between video production because he had like an 11-month hiatus until he came back. And then I had an 11-month hiatus, and then I came back. And right now, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is the first new review in 11 months. Following that is a Halloween video on Halloween later this week, which is Courage the Cowardly Dog. And then-
helped.
Well, you helped in most of these. That's kind of why the videos are even getting made, is because seeing what you would do for Max's stuff, I went, I wonder if she could do the same here.
I
So-
am what the community calls what is it, a phantom author. Otherwise,
Oh, you mean a ghostwriter?
yeah, phantom author.
I don't think what you're doing is necessarily ghost writing. I
I
think
know,
what you're
but isn't that funny to say?
well, sure, but it's not accurate. Is the thing. Like, don't perpetuate a falsehood.
But no,
what
yes.
you really do, you're essentially a proofreader. Like, as someone who also does similar content, I feel it's good to give it to another person of sound mind to be like, hey, so how does this sound? Because I'm going to have to say these things in the sequence of events that they occur. So it needs to feel concise and, at least somewhat entertaining.
I in general would advise content producers with written scripts to run it by other people, because otherwise, what's the phrase again? Intellectual incest? When you just hear your own thoughts all the time and keep repeating them.
I've never heard that term, but I
Really?
love
Neither
it.
have I. Is this a German thing? Are you?
It sounds like you're talking about like echo chamber or something of the ilk, but I like intellectual
or
incest.
finding a doppelganger of yourself and fucking the ear hole. Like, that's what came to mind.
Okay,
when you said
what?
it.
Moving on. So, what else is going on in somebody's life?
What, are we moving away from me, or are we going to jump to you two?
I don't know. Do you have more going on?
Do you
Except
have more? We could. Do you want?
You can't. See, you're not even in a right mindset to even form a fucking sentence.
No! Okay, mister, if you were just having a casual conversation talking about script writing, and then someone storms into the room with a flamethrower saying, hey, it's like getting a doppelganger yourself and fucking its fucking ear.
oh wait, I believe I have a gift for that.
Wait.
No, it's the wrong
No,
one.
okay.
That raises so many questions.
I think you're talking about the Donald Glover pizza. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but imagine
Oh, that
instead
guy.
of pizza, it was just fucking another Donald Glover's ear. What do you formulate after that?
Simple. You say,
Good
this is
material
fine.
for a video podcast.
Okay.
I just
But
covered
yeah, has
my
anything
gifts.
else been going on in your life, Chris? Any funny anecdotes?
Talking to you makes everything better.
Oh,
Aw.
shut up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but what about you, Chrissy?
What?
Anything going on in your
you
life you
imply-
feel like
Are
talking
you
about?
implying I have a life?
I don't know, maybe. I mean, if I can jerk off some things that allegedly happened in my week. Phrasing?
What was with the phrasing there?
No idea.
Anyways, moving. You're not allowed to talk about your week anymore. Not after you say that.
I think we got everything from that statement. I think he's finished.
An entire week of just this one thing.
I've heard of some teenage boys that have that as their week, so my week. Well, my week started out great with dental surgery.
I always phrase it in the way like, is there anything you want to talk about? You don't have to talk about your dental
I have
surgery.
entertaining anecdotes about less pleasant things that
I've
happened
heard
in my
these.
life.
Yeah, her teeth became royalty.
Oh yeah, because I got a crown put on a bottom tooth, and then I got a temporary crown put on a top tooth because they need to make a new crown. And oh my god, the adventure I thought this was going to be a quick procedure. I was in that fucking dentist office for 4 hours. No one should be at a dentist for 4 hours unless they're pulling out all your teeth.
When you say, because 4 hours is a long time to be on a chair with shit in your mouth. What happens?
I hope it's
when
not...
that happens. Like, what if nature calls? Do they have to take everything out of your mouth, or do they have to get you a bedpan? Like,
I don't know. I didn't have that issue.
I mean, thank God, but that raises the question for other unfortunate saps where they have to sit in a fucking medical chair for 4 hours.
Let me tell you a story about what happened in that medical chair. Okay, so what they do when they put a crown on your tooth, if someone hasn't gotten a crown on their tooth, which you lucky bastard, is that they put it on to see if it fits, and then they take it off, put cement inside of it, like the dental cement, stick it in so it stays. So they were putting that on my tooth, and it got stuck. Not before they put the cement on it, so it just got stuck. And they were like, what the? Because they're supposed to be able to pull it out with their hands. Their grubby little dentist hands. And it was like, I felt the tension in my dentist hand grow as they realized this isn't getting out. Hey, can we get the thing? They called it the thing. And it was like this monkey wrench ass looking thing that you just
like a Monty Python dentist. Like, oh, I see, you have the machine that goes bing.
Yeah, like they put a clamp on my tooth, and then there's a top part where it has like a bauble that you just bing, bing, bing to try to pry it off your damn tooth. And it wasn't working. And then suddenly one dentist became 2, and 2 dentists became 3, then 3 dentists became 4, and then one of them was like, should we get like the extractors that may break your crown, that may take out her tooth. Meanwhile, I have like 1,000,005 fingers in my mouth. I'm just going, ah!
I mean, look at the bright side. This is probably the most you can get out of dental care in your country. Like 5 dentists working at once. This is luxury. You should be very happy.
Is he trying to like make you feel good about the lack of dental care in his country?
No, I think he's just trying to sarcastically make me feel bad how shitty our healthcare system is here because he's an asshole. That's the translation that you're missing. I'm
sure I can find some. I don't think I have to dig too far to find some dirt on Germany. So you just
go 60 years back and you're in the blue.
You just need to kick over like a small pile of dirt.
It's not like a pile. It's just a little tuft. Like, oh, there it is.
But no, but fucking. Let's just keep in mind this entire time I had no Novocaine on my mouth. So I'm having people pulling at my tooth, hitting it with metal, trying to get it off, and I'm just like, this took a half hour to get this fucking crown on. Then they finally took it off, and they were like, okay, time to stick it back on. And that's when I found out why the cement is a thing, and I'm just kind of like, that was stuck, and you probably didn't need it. We could have avoided that entire thing.
Oof.
And the thing was, I thought that was the only thing I was going to go into the dentist for. And then they were like, hey, so you need a crown on that other tooth. You want to just get that imprinted and stuff now? And I was like, oh, okay, so imprint, whatever. What I didn't know was that they were going to drill the tooth down to put the temporary crown on. Keep in mind, this was the tooth that got root canal surgery 2 days beforehand.
Just the visualization of the amount of pain you would have been in reminds me of that scene in Arrested Development where Buster is pretending to be in a coma. So he's so dedicated to not showing any, like, to stay into the coma position, and they're, like, testing his teeth on, like, students, and they're like, oh, well, if he could feel that, he would be in serious pain, and you just see this single tear dripping down.
It basically was that, and then I called Golden, and he was like, "So you done? You've been out there for a long time." And I'm just like,
"I'm done."
I Novocained on the top and bottom of my mouth, and I'm like, I just want to go home. There was just a defeated tone that day. Then I finally got home. I fell asleep. I woke up, and then I realized why painkillers exist, because I felt like I had 2 heartbeats in my damn mouth. But I'm better now.
I went to bed. I woke up, and I went, oh shit! I have to do a podcast today because she slept for a week.
I've been asleep for 84 years, but no. Man, y'all
just remember,
have
kids, you can snap fingers with your teeth like carrots. It's just your brain tells you not to. So remember that next time you have like 20 fingers in your mouth at the dentist, you can snap them all off. Nothing's stopping you.
I mean,
anyways, besides that,
I thought about that.
Besides that, besides the fun of dental surgery and the other fun of torturing Chris in calls with finding weird Space Jam merchandise on eBay. Because Chris is the person I've met in my life that hates Space Jam more than any other person in fucking existence. And his brother knows about this.
Of our generation, because it seems like the entire millennial upbringing adores that movie, and I'm the black sheep that honestly thinks it's fucking atrocious.
But Chris, everybody can stretch a little bit.
We're not at the wrap-up part where it's supposed to be awkward. So I agree with Sean that this is so far the only episode that really has the name make sense.
But no, like
an
fucking
awkward statement after awkward statement.
But Chris,
no.
What about Chris? What about Lola Bunny?
What about her?
She's better in Looney Tunes show than
I'm not a furry, Max. I don't have it proudly displayed behind me, okay?
This explains a lot.
But no, the thing is, I just kind of went and, just started searching up bad Space Jam merch on eBay, which apparently...
Well, it started because I showed you the cookie jar that I found.
Oh yeah, the creepy-ass Michael Jordan cookie jar.
It's this cookie, because I've been buying a lot of vintage stuff from the old Warner Brothers Studio store, which used to be a mall chain, a competitor to the Disney store, and we found a ceramic cookie jar in the likeness of Michael Jordan from the movie, with Bugs Bunny kind of like on his shoulder.
I'm gonna see if I
want to ask you, Max.
Okay.
If you're given the job to create a ceramic cookie jar in the likeness of Michael Jordan, how do you access the cookies? What do you do to access the goods?
Wait, here's
no.
Here's the listing. Here's the listing of all the pictures.
Do I want to check it or do I want to guess first?
I think
First.
you want to show it. I think the guests,
Okay.
the people watching deserve to see this.
I have the feeling that it will somehow involve a decapitation because.
You're on the right track. Yeah.
Okay, here he is.
That's the cookie jar.
Oh boy,
It's beautiful, isn't it? They even gave him the little faded mustache.
Oh, that
Every
is
Michael
indeed very
Jordan
beautiful.
thing from Space Jam has this weird rat stash.
Okay, he can look at this now. This is very, very beautiful. Oh yeah, there we go.
That is how you access the cookies.
Bugs
in
looks
the cookie jar.
terrified.
But look, here's what I think. This is actually a blessing because if you have a child and you really want to keep them away from accessing cookies because of, diabetes and shit, put them in this cookie jar. They will be too terrified to want the cookies inside Michael Jordan's stomach.
You don't have a lot to do with children, do you? I mean, the idea of decapitating somebody and eating out of their stomach is appealing to many children. They like gross shit.
What children are
you around?
What children are you sitting?
I think he's projecting his own childhood.
Maybe.
Clearly.
Maybe.
Like, look, we weren't all born being handed a war weapon and ready to go out and take out the next.
Did you think World War II happened till 1984? Like, what do you?
No, he thinks I'm a lot
Germans are
older.
still bitter.
It's just, but yeah, I just spent a good portion of one day just looking up really creepy ass Space Jam merchandise, which eventually turned into a conversation about this one guy who owns a truck and is trying to collect every VHS copy of the movie Rush on.
No, not Rush. Speed.
Speed.
There's no film, to my knowledge, called Rush.
Okay, yeah, but there's this guy who's trying to get the movie Speed, and every VHS copy in the known world, and he has over like 250 some copies of the movie Speed on VHS, and he keeps them in keeps it in its truck, where you can see it in like the windshield.
But why?
The
Why
guy even made a statement being like, "There's no real reason.
Obviously.
It's just stupid,"
Yes.
and that's the beauty of it. There's your example.
Watch the world burn.
But he must be investing over time a lot of money in it. Storage itself is also a resource. So
You overestimate how much a VHS copy of the movie Speed costs.
I mean, they might
Yeah,
go
like
up in
25
price.
cents. No, they won't.
No, I mean, come
Nobody
on.
wants them.
Yeah, he does want them, and if there is suddenly
Yeah,
only
this
one out
one
there,
person.
exactly.
That's not a demand. That's not enough to
No.
supply a demand.
But if he has got all of them, and suddenly people realize, wait, it is very tricky to get to one of those VHS of the movie Speed. Suddenly, there's this artificial rarity of it.
The only way to
makes it
make it
valuable.
artificially rare is if he was also destroying the tapes as he was buying them.
I mean,
So if I wanted to buy every copy of Space Jam on VHS only to burn it, that would, yes, make VHS copies of Space Jam scarce.
that's why I
because
said
they're gone.
artificial rarity, because the thing is, he still has them, but they're out of the circulation, and people don't know that there are 1 million copies in some dude's storage luggage.
He keeps it all in his car.
Yeah, but
They're all in car.
or in his car, whatever. But then when the value suddenly spikes because people are like, oh, this has become a rare commodity. This is a luxury item, a collector's item, and it is like 1 million for this VHS. Then he just puts all of them back out on the
I
market.
will put a bullet in my head if a Speed VHS becomes a collector's item.
I mean, we have at least one person who does collect them, so...
Yes, an
dude.
insane person who does it for the lulz. There isn't a big market for this.
Is there...
I'm sorry, but can you imagine that someo's stealing that car? They're just some random guy who steals cars. Hot wires.
A shitload of Speed tapes in the bag. You're just like, fuck?
Like he first sees the ones on the windshield, the windshield thing. And he's like, okay, that's kind of weird. Maybe he owned a Blockbuster, but I need to get a car and get the fuck out of here. Then he finally parks into the alleyway, and he's just like, what was that noise rattling the back? And he looks, and it's just all disheveled copies of Speed on VHS.
And then the guy who was collecting them wakes up from the pile. Hey, whoa.
Are you
Anyways.
my Uber? But no.
But yeah.
The only other thing that happened this week.
Oh, you had more. Okay.
I had one more, and it's
One
actually
more.
probably the thing I should have said. A project that I've been in finally came out this week.
And you should probably also have given me a link.
The Ninja Sex Party Reanimated Collab came out this week, like yesterday. Well, technically Friday, and yeah, it's a project with 43 animators, and we're reanimating the song.
Timestamp so we can see your specific.
Around 2:08.
2:08.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. Definitely not
First,
that.
not that, and not that. I got put in between two very amazing animators. Misty is like the coolest. There's me.
That's
There
you.
she is.
Yeah, so I got to do like that cool thing. And basically all you saw there was animated in one night. I animated it the night before I had to send it in. Because let me explain, because I know that sounds irresponsible, and partially it was, but that was the third iteration of that animation. The first one I couldn't do because the first one would have required a VFX artist that I did hire, I did pay, and they never gave me the product.
Oof.
They were supposed to make a 3D render of the orb that's there. The second one had a walk cycle in it. Then I found out that Misty didn't animate Dan reaching out. So I was like, this doesn't make the scenes cohesive. So I had to basically redo the entire thing to do that. And then to get it in before the deadline, because this part was submitted 20 minutes before the video got uploaded. I had to cut out a bunch of animation and stuff from it. I actually have a version on my computer that's a little bit like I cut a few things and made it a bit smoother to look nicer, because I'm a very self-critical person. But the fact that I made that in basically one day, because I just stayed up like 40 hours from Wednesday evening to Friday evening. Not Friday. Basically just like...
The fact you don't know the time shows how long
I have
you were
no
awake.
concept. But no, like our
You
friend
have a
May...
window in your room.
Oh
This
yeah.
should help with realizing at least if it's day or night. But sorry, continue.
But no, like Maid, Sean, Christian, Chris, our friends Tia, Will, they all basically just saw me in Discord calls roughing the whole thing out and inking it and coloring it. Like I was just kind of like... But yeah, but I'm actually really happy, and in very soon we'll be announcing a new NSP thing that I'm going to be hosting. I've been in talks with some of the people who are running this. We are going to be doing a reanimated of my personal favorite NSP song, which is called Orgy for One, which is basically an anthem about masturbation. And it's a great song. Y'all should listen to it. But yeah, when I get back onto Twitter in November, I'm actually going to make the whole Twitter to accept applications and all that stuff. And I'll animate a part for that, and I'll be better at time management.
Will you now?
Well, I'm better at time management when I have to manage other people. If I have to just manage myself, I'm fucking garbage.
Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum.
But yeah, so if you guys want to see it, Max will put a link down in the description. Ninja Sex Party themselves retweeted the video, and it's really cool. And I got to...
Danny saw it.
I know, and I got to work with such amazing people, like people who did like Animate a Grump and a bunch of the music videos for Ninja Sex Party and Starbomb and stuff are in here, like KLN, Arduda, Lemony Fresh was in here, who's been on the podcast before, a bunch of...
Was he the guy I scared?
No, that was Rush, who's also in this video.
Ah, okay.
You scared to give you context, Chris. One of the animators, Rushlight Invader, great dude. Max scared him by Max getting political on the podcast.
Excuse me.
We preface nothing about politics being part of the show to the introverted animator man, but
Or bastard.
yeah. That was my week. It ended on a good note of something that's been in the works for like 11 months being now finally realized.
Hey, that's good.
Hey,
news.
so we both have that going on. 11 months and getting something out.
Huzzah.
Babies were made in the time of us making things.
That's true.
I mean, aren't those things your babies? I mean, who wouldn't proudly call Sonic your baby, right, Chris?
Sure, Max. How
Exactly.
about your week?
How was my week? Oh, the man is getting good at the segues. I also went to see Adam's Family, but since, Keyframe already talked.
You've all seen it.
Yeah.
Everyone in this room.
Nice. Since Keyframe already talked in length about it last week, and I probably have not any as intricate thoughts to add to the debate, I can also just confirm, it's a fun movie. I had a good time watching it, wasn't bored or anything. The animation is definitely something else, so that's a nice refreshment from whatever else you can see. And,
it's actually a variation of what you almost got, because this film was actually in production for few years. Do you know who actually originally was supposed to do it?
Who was originally supposed to do it?
Illumination. But before you go,
we dodged that bullet.
But it was going to be stop motion and not 3D animated.
And directed by Tim Burton again.
Yeah, and Tim Burton was going to direct it. Like, this was years ago when it was first announced that the film rights to the Addams Family got bought by Universal, and that obviously, because Universal owned Illumination, they were like, oh, it needs to be animated, give it to them. But Illumination wanted it to be different from their other films, so you gotta give them credit. They wanted to do a different style for a different movie, because they could have just as easily made, like, Uncle Fester look like Gru, but they didn't. But that version never got made, and now we got this one, which I still think is a good film.
I absolutely like it.
And now we can all appreciate the foot fetish joke in the movie.
That's true.
The feet pics one was just something
Isn't
me
a
and Lauren
fetish if he's a hand?
Yes, it's a fetish if he's a hand. He likes something. It's like a xenophile thing, except with body parts.
Actually, very true. But can confirm good film. Go watch it. Besides that, before we get to media, I also just want to point it out that because for me it was a special occasion that I bought a AAA game on release for full price, which has not happened to me unless I'm forgetting some games since Syndicate Wars in the 90s. Usually I'm getting a GOTY for $30 later on, or it's an indie game which only costs like $20-30 to begin with. But I put down the full $60 for it, and so far I'm liking it. I mean, this is like my session from yesterday. What is it? 3.5 plus 5.5, so 9. Oh, God damn it! I played 9 hours yesterday. Anyways, I have a life.
Yeah, he played Outer Worlds for 9.5 hours instead of giving notes on a video that someone tirelessly edited for him. Speaking of which.
Yeah,
next week.
They wouldn't happen to be called Scene, would they?
Oh yeah, Scene.com.
No, but
Scene webcomic.
But to give a first impression, I mean, everybody makes the obligatory comparison to Fallout New Vegas because it's by Oblivion, and it's, I believe, the only game by Oblivion in a similar style, like a 3D action RPG kind of thing. It feels like it feels a little bit like New Vegas, but without having Bethesda causing time restraints. So you have a lot, at least so far. I mean, I'm only 10-12 hours in, and I took my fair share because I streamed it, so I was goofing off a lot more than I would when I play.
You have a serious case of oh shiny syndrome either way.
I mean, this I also have. I will not lie. So I barely scratched the surface on this game, I assume, unless it's only like 15 hours long, but then I would feel ripped off. But no, so far, good shit. Stay tuned, I guess.
I do remember seeing like a lot of coverage of that game with like E3 and stuff like that. I very seldomly buy, like, there's very few games that are announced as like a new IP where I'm like, oh, I have to get that. The last time that happened was Octopath Traveler, where I was just like, I need to get that.
But this was
I went hard on Octopath Traveler. I bought the collector's edition of a game.
So this might actually have been then, because Octopath by itself was probably not $60, or was it? But as
definitely. It was. But the collector's edition was at least $100. So Well, that's nothing. I just put in a pre-order. This'll make you cringe. I just put in a pre-order for a collector's edition of the SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom remake that's coming out next year.
Huh.
It's a collector's edition. It's $300.
Well, okay, and you want I remember this now. Chris, why was the reason you bought this collector's edition? Isn't it a great reason?
It comes with 3 little figurines of SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy.
He paid $300 for children's toys. I need to close my window.
I mean, I frequently make very silly and irresponsible investments, but at least I don't do that.
Yeah, at least
it's not a waste of money if I enjoy the product.
I mean,
This is what the guy who collects speed VHSs says as well.
Hey,
the guy who collects
at
speed
least he's going to
VHSs
probably
doesn't spend $300 on a single item.
That is true.
He spends like 25 cents a piece, so
on 200 of the same item.
He might spend like $20 a week, honestly.
But yeah.
But just saying, at least Chris will use and display and have a good time with all these things and not be the person who owns a super rare Blu-ray of a movie without having a Blu-ray player, so he still has it pretty much sealed, while someone that we know who may be editing for this man wanted this Blu-ray only to find out.
Discussion was actually only in the team server, so nobody knows about this.
Do you want to give context?
Can I find the picture? Wait, I can probably find the picture
and
pull it up.
While you're finding the picture, to give context, we have a team chat for like the editors and me, because I kind of manage things in Mac so we can see everything. And Sean, they were talking about
it is already.
The next video, and they were talking about using some Kung Fury footage, and Sean likes Kung Fury. And Max was saying, oh yeah, I donated to the Kickstarter and I got the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray is like, I don't have a Blu-ray player, so I can't use it. And Sean's like, you fucker, that Blu-ray is like super rare and it's like going for hundreds of bucks on eBay. And then he took this picture.
I mean, I have to I do the exact same thing if I have something. I have a lot of super rare stuff that I will obviously taunt people with.
But here's the thing, this was actually not meant as a taunt, this was actually intended as a fellow Kung Fury guy, look at all the stuff I have, like sharing into the other. But then when I posted it, and his reaction was like, you fucker. And I was like, this might have come off as a little bit insensitive.
I think it's great.
It is great.
I do that shit with my brother all the time because, my brother has a kid now, which means he doesn't have disposable income, but I do.
I know.
So
this from
I will always send a photo of something and be like, "Hey, look what I can afford and you can't."
But yeah, anybody interested in seeing me pathetically stumble my way through Outer Worlds, I put a link in the description. And shall we move on to media?
Yes, I really hope.
We kind of had several segues since we've been talking about physical media.
It's actually true. I mean, if you don't want to have one, we already laid on it, so.
Aww.
Yeah. But no, you have one. Okay. Because you haven't chatted.
All I'm saying is we've had great segues.
Oh, that is true.
I did send my media. It's in the chat. I even put my media.
Yeah, just now. Okay, 5 minutes ago. Whatever. Please, Chrissy, enlighten us.
My fellow depressed millennials, it's the Depressing Horse program.
On a scale from season 1 to 5, how bad is how depressing is season 6?
Actually, like a 2. It's not depressing at all.
But season 2 was, I believe, one really depressing one.
No. 2 as in the scale of 1 to 10. Like, it is just not it is the least depressing season. However, keep in mind, folks, this is half a season because the last season is being split into 2 parts.
Oh, it's officially the last one?
Yes, this is officially the last season of BoJack, and it shows that it's officially the last season. There's a very big sense of finality with everything. And here's the thing. I don't want to go into spoilers, obviously. Well, of course.
I haven't watched it yet.
You were too busy playing Outer Worlds, apparently.
Well, Sam, is that I've been busy, and like both the new season of BoJack and El Camino are on my. I got to get to these once I'm done with the video.
I will. But however, since I actually watched the entire season an hour after it came out.
Oh boy!
Season A.
Because I was working on the Ninja Sex Party thing. And so basically I had one half of my screen being the Ninja Sex Party, the other half being BoJack. So BoJack kept me awake. But I think this is probably, season A is so far becoming like one of my favorite consistent seasons of BoJack. It is probably so far the best final season of a show in terms of quality.
Okay.
I don't think any episode wastes its space. Because that's the thing about final seasons of shows that I get concerned about when you know that a show is a final season. There are so many times that a show, because an episode is a final season, these time slots of these final episodes are more valuable than before. There was nothing non-substantial in any episode. And everyone gets their time in the spotlight, which is super interesting, given that this probably was the most BoJack-focused season in a while.
Oh, yeah. The last one really wasn't.
I mean, the first two episodes, I think, focuses just on BoJack, which is not a spoiler, BoJack in rehab. If you saw the end of season, you know he's in rehab.
Yeah.
And it definitely fits the show's kind of thesis of being cynical yet hopeful, and pointing out the actual realism of mental health issues, but also saying, yeah, it sucks, but that doesn't mean it's impossible to get better. And I think like this has been the season that actually shows the most of the hope in it. We got that at the end of season 4 with Hollyhock coming into the picture. But then season 5 was like, hey, let's kick you down again and curb stomp your teeth in, Gina. But like
and I recall all the very depressing series coming out after season 5 where like, well, this could be a thing and this could be a thing. And I mean, I don't answer how many of them might be actually the case, but
no, depressing. But what came of it was like characters showing actual development, and I can say there were moments of this season that made my heart warm, and not made me want to grab a bottle of wine.
That is a change for this show.
And there is a moment that actually discusses the use of antidepressants and the result of them, and because it is not an unknown thing that when you start taking antidepressants, there is a chance that your physical form will change. But they didn't present that as a joke or in a negative light, like saying, oh, if gaining weight is a bad thing when you're on the antidepressants. They didn't show that as a bad thing, because a lot of people will not take antidepressants because of that side effect. And I just think it's really good. However, in BoJack fashion, let me just tell you, it's only season A. They firmly established that there's more to come, and this is pretty much the calm before the storm. And let's just say we are not getting season B till January 31st.
Oh boy, that is quite a gap.
So my actual advice to people would be don't binge this season. Watch it in bits. Watch a couple episodes at a time, because given as someone who's binged it, I'm not saying that it's not bingeable. It definitely is. Watching it and knowing that I can't get my resolution till January 31st, you get stuck with a tension you don't really want. So stave off that time, so the window of time in between is a little bit safer.
It sounds like something they wanted. They wanted you to have that tension.
Yeah, but I'm giving you for your own safety.
I should add that there's been a rumor going around that the reason BoJack Horseman is ending, because I think a lot of people have been speculating, because a while back it was announced that the BoJack Horseman production team became the first Netflix animated team to unionize. And Tuca and Birdie got canceled, which a lot of people have been fueling this theory that, BoJack Horseman is being canceled because they unionized and Netflix wants to kill it. That's not true.
I would also be surprised.
Well, I know this is false because I follow one of the main directors of BoJack, Aaron Long, who some people might know as the guy who makes Sub-Lo and Tangy Mustard. He confirmed, no, that's not the case. The show was going to end after 6 seasons to begin with. We just also happened to get unionized around the same time that season 6 started production.
Also, I find this a very toxic assumption to be like, hey, they probably got cancelled. They don't milk this show until it's dry and
6 seasons is a good run.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the thing. I think that's a very good run.
This is the plot. This show has a plot that you don't want to milk because literal seasonal rot would be the dude shooting himself.
Yeah, I congratulate every show that actually finds a solid jumping off point and doesn't go on for too long.
The most I could see would be this show running for 6, then taking a very long, like several years break, and then maybe coming back for one special.
What, like that sounds like
an epilogue.
That sounds like a Psych the Movie kind of deal, right there.
But also but also with a time gap in universe, for example.
But also, let me tell you, there's the Princess Carolyn plot that carries over from season 5 with her kid. That hit me in the heart. Princess Carolyn is the best fucking character on this show, and I want her to be happy. Princess Carolyn is great. Todd is still great. I really liked BoJack this season. This shows how good the season is. I actually like Diane this season.
Ooh.
Oh.
And people who know me know that I have gone to hate Diane over the years, over the seasons, but I actually liked her more than Mr. Peanut Butter this season.
I mean, he was really not doing so well for his image. But in a from a story point of view, good way.
But for himself.
Yeah.
He was not being a good boy. Yeah. He was going against the whole, Weird Al gets to guest star again. That's the only spoiler I will say.
Weird Al gets
to come back. So, yay. But they don't have any Paul McCartneys coming out of a cake again, which, missed opportunity, I'm sure. But yeah, I totally recommend BoJack season 6. They brought out all the stops, and I think I don't think there's a free churro level episode yet. But that just means there's still that second part. So,
But yeah, also I guess a reminder to people that this is a show with a very strongly moving forward narrative. So
you actually
should start at season 1 if you haven't.
You need to start season 1 because a lot of the crux of the conflict this season, because it's about BoJack facing his past issues and confronting them since he's in rehab. You need to at least watch Sarah Lynn onwards. No. You have to watch from New Mexico onwards.
Watch the fucking show all the way.
Watch BoJack show.
Exactly.
And stick with it. The first season's first half isn't anything special. And it's frustrating because my mother, I tried to get her into BoJack because I was like, the show's fantastic. You have to watch. Like, it just seemed like every other adult animated show. It's like, yeah, the first half of that season feels like it, but you have to stick with it because it's so much more than that.
But yeah, so I totally recommend it. Good job, Netflix. Now bring Tuca and Birdie back, you fucking bastards.
Not happening.
I know, I'm sad. I'm sad. Let me be sad. Let me be sad watching my depressed horse program.
But yeah, to keep the segues going, and since Chris hasn't sent me his media yet,
I can post it.
You can. But yeah, I also have my media this week is similar to BoJack in that regard, that it has a very frustrating weight gap for the continuation. in
So that's a
tradition.
slow beginning.
Oh no! In tradition to the last few weeks, it's once again an audiobook. Whee! I really get through those
We need
things.
we, we need to
Why
get
were
a
you so excited about that? Whee!
we need to get we need to get a sponsorship from Audible for this podcast.
we
at this
really
point.
need. We really need.
Although, that is actually very easy to get. I have one.
But can you get Audible sponsorship for streams?
Yeah. So, well, you are because you're a podcast. You're natively fit for the sponsorship. I do video reviews, and I can get the sponsorship. It's literally you just sign a form. You explain who you are, what it's being advertised on, and what kind of medium it is, and it kind of works like an MCM. Where they're like, all right, you just have to have this one referral link, and every referral who clicks that link and tries the trial, you get a percentage.
Okay.
And I've gotten okay money out of it. Like nothing crazy.
I'm morbidly curious if anyone would click ours. But anyway, audiobook.
That would probably be the only reason, because on the other hand, I'm always afraid with any of those things that if it goes beyond a certain threshold, that I actually need to start doing my tax declaration. Because in Germany, you can, as an employee who is not self-sustained, you can just keep it running and you don't have to do a tax declaration. You could get like probably a few $100 back if you would. But anyways, so
Yeah.
But yeah, the curiosity would be there. I admit it. No, the Never Hero. First of all, where did I get? How did I come across it? Overly Sarcastic Productions, known for their ongoing series Trope Talk, a while back had advertised specifically this book multiple times. It's in a bunch of their videos, which is why I heard of it. And back in the day, I was like, I don't care about this shit. Nowadays, I have Audible, and I listen to audiobooks on the train. So. I picked it up and I listened to it, and it ends to just give a little bit of an impression. Towards the end, it's really like rising action. It started a little bit slow, and I wasn't entirely sure what to think of it, but it ended. And I haven't checked how much time is left. So I was just listening to it. I came back from a lunch break. I was in the staircase to the office. And suddenly, so there was one chapter where suddenly talk about a new character. And this new character is now on her way to meet the other characters. And also development between the rest of the cast. Like moved on to a new level, and then suddenly it is like the author of this book is blah blah blah. He lives in there with his wife and child, and is a part-time. What is this? This is not the end. This cannot be the end. No. This. I came.
You got cliffhanged.
I got cliffhanged. So, and it's not even an actual cliffhanger except for the introduction of this new character. It's not like, oh my god, how will we defeat this foe or something. No, it's just like we are in the middle still of the rising action for the main story, for the overall plot, and like going steep up, introducing this new character, and suck. Next book, check out the next book. And I came back in the office. I was steaming. I was like, fuck. And Bart was like, what's going on? And I'm like, this audiobook, it just ended. Phone out. Is there a sequel? Yes, there's a sequel. Buy the sequel. So I have the sequel now. But, and this is where the BoJack analogy comes in. I also, so this original book is from 2015. The sequel is probably something like 2017 or 18 or something. And I found their Facebook page, and he just the other day posted a message like, draft for book 3 is 210k words. And I'm like, he just drafted book 3. If I power through the second one in a week,
You have to wait a long time for the third.
I know. And if this fucker does more than a trilogy, I will die. No,
Now
so
imagine this is like Harry Potter before Harry Potter already had all its books out.
maybe.
Imagine how those Harry Potter fans felt during that time.
Keep in mind, I lived this. I was a Harry Potter fan, reading the
course you
books
were.
as they came out.
Except those were actual reading and not just
Audiobooks, that's also true.
audiobooks.
But yeah, what about the book itself? Because so far I have just described my journey and how it got me really excited and hooked towards the end. It's, I mean, I guess so much I can give plot synopsis-wise, setup-wise, to explain the name, the Never Hero. There's a dude who basically gets selected, at least the circumstances of open for you guys to figure out for yourself. He gets selected to fight monsters who come to Earth, and he gets temporary superpowers through a device he basically got implanted. And the thing is, whenever he defeats the monster, when a monster arrives, he gets activated. And whenever he defeats the monster, basically time reverts to the point of activation. So all his heroics, they don't happen from the alpha timeline that goes forward. He remembers it happening, but he's the only one, so he's the Never Hero. And
that's some Viperion shit right
yeah,
there.
It's not completely new, but it's really well done, which is a good thing. It has a lot of interesting tropes going on there and a spin on it. Like, in the beginning I was a little bit unsure. It felt a little bit like 80s movie, like, oh, there comes a monster, and the protagonist dude has to fight it. And it felt like, yeah, do we get a reason? And that's the thing. With the progression of the story, we actually get reasons and motives, and the author actually came up with a really compelling explanation why there are monsters frequently coming to Earth that need to be defeated by this one dude in his own little alternate timeline. And it's also, here's the funny thing, it's a young guy, he's in his early 20s, and it's has a big focus on how a normal person from our reality would actually cope with this kind of situation, because he is not doing well, let me put it like this. He is not a happy protagonist at all.
It's called Never Hero. I think that part was obvious.
I mean, he could still be like, oh, I'm doing the right thing kind of stuff, but no, he is very much not happy with the situation where he gets forced into a life or death situation frequently. And but yeah, intriguing story. I'm not sure, is it fantasy or is it sci-fi? It's probably more sci-fi because the monsters are aliens, so I guess.
Who would you not recommend this to?
People who don't like fun. No, this is funny because
that's just basically every time I recommend something.
I know, no. It's actually not fun.
Don't steal my thing, boy.
It's actually not fun. So especially since I currently sandwich it with the Jack McKeown, the book that I had last week, and I also have the sequel to the Jack McKeown book, which I'm currently listening to. And I intentionally squeezed it in between, like you recommending to do BoJack slowly, because to get a little to space it out a little bit with the second one of the Never Hero. And with the Jack McKeown, it's the thing. I'm always like listening to it in the subway, like having to suppress my laughter because it's.
You sound like one of the monsters he probably fought.
I know, but yeah. With Jack McKeown, it's like really fucking funny. I get a lot of laughing out of it. Whereas this one, I cannot even recall if I had a single laughter, maybe some situational humor or something. No, but it's like story about heroism, I guess. It has certain meta elements in it because there are those two geeks he's living with who constantly talk about heroes and heroes' journey and whatnot. And he's basically analyzing his own story. And this little fucker even gave plot points, like foreshadowing, which at the end of the story of the book I was like, wait, I see what's happening. Oh my god, you fucker, you actually foreshadowed shit. Like in this first third of the book.
It was just so music going, you fucker. Oh, you little motherfucker.
Just finish the video, the audiobook on the train, and you're like,
Ah, you
Looking at your
fucker!
you fucker.
It's a-
Everyone around you is just
it's a
"What the hell is
small-
he listening to."
It's a small child sitting across from me like, Mommy, what does a strange man want from me?
Look away, Timothy.
But yeah,
Well, wait, if you're the one saying "you fucker" in your town, he has no idea what the fuck you're saying. He doesn't understand English.
Well, does the child understand English curse words?
I have sitting with far too many children today in this movie theater, so yeah, there are a lot of English-speaking children running around in Berlin. Anyways, who would I recommend it to? I mean, if anything, what I said intrigued you about this adventure story about a literal hero's journey, pick this shit up on Audible. I mean, I will link it down below. Not sponsored yet. Who would I not recommend it to? I honestly, anybody who is not really into more fantastic fiction would probably not get the best out of it, but if, then I think it might be something worth checking out. Yeah, that's it.
Fair enough.
Remember when I told you about your scripts and giving you writing advice that you tend to go into the redundant department?
I know.
I think you may need to think about that with your public speaking
I
too.
do this in general. It's a thing of my speaking patterns, which translate into writing. But yeah, Chris, tell us about Stop Skeletons from Fighting. If it ever loads.
You almost messed it up, but you caught it. Stop Skeletons from Fighting. Obviously, I haven't been able to binge Netflix shows or audiobooks because I've been busy with the videos. So I tend to put YouTube on a lot. This is a channel I've been subscribed to for a while, actually very early on, because they used to be known as Happy Video Game Nerd, which was, as the name would suggest, opposite.
I have watched him.
Yeah, Happy Video Game Nerd. I used to watch him because if people don't remember who that was, as the name would suggest, he was the polar opposite of the Angry Video Game Nerd, that he reviewed things positively. Either good games or he gave some bad games more objective reviews.
Oh, and he was always had a glass of wine in contrast to
instead of the Rolling Rock beer, he had wine. Like
exactly.
The whole shtick was that he was the opposite.
Yes,
and
yes.
I thought his content was great. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago, he decided that he wanted to change the whole thing. Like he was like, I don't want to be in James's shadow anymore. I don't want to be the Happy Video Game Nerd anymore. And he rebranded the whole channel. He didn't remove any of those videos before anyone gets frightened. But he wanted to rebrand the channel as Stop Skeletons from Fighting. Me being that kind of bitter person was like, well, I'm not going to keep watching if he's not happy. I've subscribed for this, so I'm not going to keep watching. Too Many Games, Chrissy was there for this. The first Too Many Games we went to, there were all these panels, like all these tables for guests there. And I saw, like I was looking around, like seeing if I could look for anything to buy. And the thing you see there, the skeleton with the D-pad and the 2 buttons for eyes thing, was one of the shirts. And I looked at it, and there was this woman, the woman you actually see in the banner behind the counter. And I look at the shirt, and I go, I've heard of this. This guy used to be Happy Video Game Nerd. And then a man with a beard pops into my view site and goes, yeah, I used to be. And I was like, oh my God, that's Happy Video Game Nerd. I just unintentionally insulted him at his booth. And I said, oh my God, yeah, I loved your stuff. No, don't worry about it, man. Do you like any of the stuff? I'm like, oh, I'll be sure to check it out later. And so I started watching him again.
And
I was like, oh my
God. Into it.
No, well, it worked because when I started watching, I was like, oh, actually, I think this stuff is better than the Happy Video Game Nerd stuff. Like, it's really polished, it's really well thought out, and it's topics I'm really interested in. He has one that really spoke to me. Like, I think it's a more recent one, where he talked about the HD DVD Blu-ray wars, which obviously, if you know me, that's right up my alley. And it's a very good video talking about how that stuff worked, and how the sides were chosen, and why HD DVD eventually failed and Blu-ray reigned supreme. But in some people's eyes, both failed because of streaming. So he talks all about that, and it's great stuff. I think everyone should watch him. It's very informative stuff. It's very entertaining, and it's video games. Everyone likes video games here.
Games.
Go watch Stop Skeletons from Fighting. He deserves your attention.
That sounds like a solid promotion.
It feels weird having someone's state of media so short when me and Max rambled on for God knows how long.
Yeah, his trick is he is not going on weird background tangents about how somebody feels going up the stairs.
Background tangent was just how I started watching his stuff again was by accidentally insulting him to his face. Which, I'm going to be honest, is better than all yours because you didn't insult the author to their face.
I just told little children to be fuckers.
I love what Sean said. It's an on-topic tangent.
Hey.
I stayed on topic about depressing horse program.
Huzzah.
You did. I'll give you that.
But now we move on to the questions.
Yes.
Max, were there any questions on the Twitter?
There were. I mean, first of all, we have Irish John who asked awkward Coke or Pepsi.
Coke.
Coke.
Yeah, Coke.
You've been seeing me drinking whole podcast.
That's actually a good point, yeah.
No, you know what? I'm going to put my hand to the ring. Some Vita Cola. There.
I say Fritz Cola.
Oh,
is that German?
Actually,
Yes.
Fritz Cola is really good too.
Vita Cola is just like, it comes with a...
Nice bit of citrus. It's good. It's so good.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah.
It is. It is lovely.
That's just like their base cola. Their base cola has a bit of lemon in it. It's like
a little bit of this specific. They just over every bottle. They just go.
The salt meme guy.
There's just a guy in the factory who just does this.
But
every
he does
time
it
the
in
bottle
the
goes up.
but in the salt meme.
Yeah, it's the Salt Bay guy where he's like.
But with lemon.
But
They don't
with
even
lemon.
have a guy. They made a machine of fingers that just does this.
It just has like Ryan Reynolds' face like taped to the machine, so it has like a nice, charming face.
I love that. I want to see that movie now. I want to see
Right.
Ryan Reynolds voice a factory line machine.
They could call it Assemblyman, but but no, I would say if I had to pick between Coke or Pepsi, I like Coke more. The fun fact about Coke or Pepsi is that Pepsi cold is what Coke tastes room temperature, because Coke was made before refrigeration existed. Pepsi was made after refrigeration existed. And so if you drink a warm Coke, you will basically get the same flavor as a cold Pepsi.
That's true. Test this.
But yeah. But
There you go. Discord question.
Exactly.
The Discord questions this week, I have to say, criticism to our audience were a little bit garbo.
Ooh. That's
Most of them
works.
were. Well, look, most of them were like in-joke questions, which are not very palatable for a podcast. Though I do have one that I did give Chris in advance to come up with witty responses to, from Fun is Illegal.
Which
Ask
is can we just say, for the question ahead, is a great fucking username to ask this question.
Yeah, thanks, Odie. Hashtag Ask Awkward. Has Chris finally realized how wrong he is about Endgame?
No, because I'm not wrong about Endgame. But your
You
mother
made
was wrong.
Matt-
Your mother was wrong for deciding to have your father ejaculate inside her as opposed to swallowing you like your father wanted. So, moving on to the next question.
I guess we're back on Twitter after one shitpost question from Twitter.
You made Max gain a double chin and laugh.
I know.
But no, what's the what else on Twitter?
So we had Ozzy Osbaldo, who actually had specific questions for Chris. I mean, we can see if we can jump in there as well. What shows or movie? Aficionados,
Just fucking read the question.
What shows or movies that you like, but looking back you hated? So I assume which shows you originally liked, but after some time passed and you look back, you were like, wow.
In retrospect, you don't care for.
Or hated, like
I
regret.
Netflix, help me.
I mean, evidence with the whole movie show that obviously I was a Barney kid, Barney the dinosaur. So
Okay, I don't know if you can count most like little children programming.
The problem is like I'm not a very. I definitely went through phases where I was like, oh, why the fuck did I like that? That's garbage. And then as I got older, I looked back on looking back and just went, but I enjoyed I have good memories of watching that objective piece of shit. Like, I'm sure I would like to think a lot of the people that like Space Jam are because like, oh, but it's so warm. It's so warm and fuzzy to me that I watched that when I was 4. And I remember not having adult responsibilities at 4.
There were no taxes as a 4-year-old.
Remember Space Jam? Remember Michael Jordan? Remember?
Remember? I think you killed Chris.
What are you saying? I fucking hate Space Jam. I mean, I guess I could. You know what? I'll say Space Jam because I saw it as a kid. I didn't like. I can't say I loved it as a kid, but when you're a kid, you don't have a concept of liking and you know, like you don't understand that the thing you're watching is shit. It's just keys being run in front of your face. It's just moving images. You don't have a concept of quality. So I obviously saw Space Jam as a kid. I remember Space Jam as a kid. And then I watched it when I was like 18. I was like, oh, I remember Space Jam. I hear people still love it. Let me go watch it. That's a piece of shit. Why did I ever even consider watching this and somewhat have joyful memories of watching it as a child?
Yes, give in to your... This is too tight.
You can't do that if you have headphones on.
Especially not with this tight hood, but give in to the hate.
I mean, I'll just say by default, Space Jam's my answer. The two of you should throw your hats in this ring.
Okay, what about you, Max? You have something from a kid?
With my usual lack of creativity, I have to go to an answer I already have given on this show. I hate
okay.
it. I'm pretty sure there's more that I...
You get to see some of these questions well in advance. You should think about their answers.
But you don't think that I would come up with an answer earlier. No, but the thing is like, not hate, but having a lot of like, about it. Beauty and the Beast, original cartoon. I mean, beautiful to look at, but
and that's our show, everyone. Thanks for coming.
No, yeah. I watched the live-action remake, and I hated it, so appropriately.
Okay, you live another day.
Exactly, but
at least for that.
Exactly, but then I went back to Netflix, when Netflix still had a few more Disney titles before they completely cleansed everything for their own stupid network. Sean seems to agree with me.
I think you triggered Sean.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, Beauty and the Beast is like one of his favorite movies, so.
Oh. But yeah, so here's the thing. So I watched it on Netflix, and I believe I made it to the ballroom scene, and I was like, what else is on?
Wow! During the ballroom scene?
Hold on. The ballroom scene, one of the most technologically advanced techniques in traditional animation.
Beautiful.
I'm not denying that it is a great leap for movie making, and that it's looking beautiful. But
it was the first animated film to be nominated for Best Picture.
Yes.
So fuck you, Max.
I mean, there are a lot of movies nominated for Best Picture.
To give him a guilty by reason of insanity kind of defense, he also can't watch more than 2 episodes of Samurai Jack at a time without needing to take a break because his attention span is that of a walnut.
That's true. I have still not finished Samurai Jack.
Me and him would watch Samurai Jack to try to get caught up because, well, around that time season 5 came out, and he would just like slowly sink into his couch while we were watching it, and I was like, "Do you not like the show?" And he's like, "No, I like it. There's just no talking."
Oh wait, I still have it open. I am currently on episode 36.
Of Samurai Jack?
Yes.
Okay.
I still have the tab
open. What about
open.
you, Key? Regretful media.
I had to think because I don't regret a lot of the media I watch. I mean, there's the obvious ones like Barney and shit like that because I was 2 years old and I pretty much just watched what my parents put in front of my face. But but then I also had good stuff because I watched a lot of classic cartoons as a kid. I watched Sesame Street, which I still think Sesame Street is objectively a good show. But then I thought, like, what is there things from that I like in shameful territories? And I remembered that Pup Named Scooby-Doo exists. I fucking hate that show now. I watched it as a little kid. For people who don't know, that was the iteration of the show where they're all like kids and they kind of looked like Tiny Toonsy.
I have actually seen this.
That was during the era of babification, as they called it.
It was actually the show was made by the people who made Tiny Toons. That it was their project before Tiny Toons. And they also made 13 Ghosts, the one with Vincent Price.
They don't like talking about that because they feel personally responsible for Flim Flam.
I know, but still, the thing is, when I was a kid, it was Scooby. I liked it. And it's like, oh, he's a puppy. Puppies are cute. So obviously the little child who thought she was a dog until the age of 7 probably liked the damn show. But then I kind of grew 2 extra brain cells.
I know a lot of people might cringe at the statement, the girl who thought she was a dog, but I honestly find that so incredibly wholesome, and I don't know why.
Because I owned a giant Bernese mountain dog when I was a kid, and it was basically my guardian. So
I know.
Of course,
see, that's wholesome to me. That's so sweet.
This is the wholesome version of a
scientific study. Chris, have you been? Did you have a dog growing up?
Like from
depends
very on definition
early,
growing up.
Like toddler age.
I was like 12 when I first got a dog.
Okay, no.
I had
but
a dog
it confirms
since I
my
was
theory.
4.
It confirms my theory.
What's your theory?
That having a dog at a young age makes you a furry, Max.
Yes.
That's your stupid theory.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think that's.
I grew up with a dog. I'm a furry. She grew up with a dog. She's a furry. You did not grow up with a dog. You are not a furry. So maybe we need a larger sample size, but so far
you really do. You need to further get more data for this analysis.
We need to ask Tia if she had a dog when she was a baby.
Chat, people in the chat, people on YouTube comments, everybody, tell us. Did you grow up with animals at the toddler age, and are you a furry?
Why do you want people to never watch the show? Like, what is this your goal to make sure no one ever tunes in?
Consciously has a self-destruct. Max subconsciously has a self-destruct.
He always has his finger on the button. I could kill this whole show now.
Look at this. Odie, no dog, no furry.
Wasn't I supposed to be answering a question?
Yes, please go on.
I thought you did.
But,
yeah, you did.
No. Pup Named Scooby-Doo. I look back on it now and I was like, this is kind of like the worst Scooby thing ever. It's obnoxious. It's loud. It runs on the same joke every episode. And this is coming from Scooby-Doo, the most trope-tastic, repetitive show in the history of mankind. But it's just like, I just don't like it. I would rather watch Yo Yogi. At least that's entertainingly bad.
Ooh, we need some ointment for that.
Look! Zombie Island came out like a few years later, and then we were fine again. So that we had to have that kind of dark puberty period. Ironic, given that the show was about kids.
The problem with the question at hand is simply, depending on who you're asking, it's 1, did you watch it to begin with? 2, did you enjoy? Like, you always second guess whether, like, why were you watching it? Like, I have shows where I'm like, I watched them, but I can't say I enjoyed them. Like, I watched Fairly Odd Parents and I watched Codename Kids Next Door, but I cannot say I ever enjoyed watching them. They were just on. And it was just something to watch.
So while I look up the next question, I will say this. Pup Named Scooby-Doo is one of the most hilarious drug PSA episodes of anything I ever saw because of how tacked on and bad it was. They were fighting like a Headless Horseman parody that was like a skateboarder, and it turns out the skateboarder was stealing dolphins and the dolphins were smuggling drugs. So like the gang just finds these packs and they're like, and Shaggy, little young baby Shaggy is just like, huh, you know what those are? Drugs! And then Velma's like, no, not drugs. Drugs are bad. They can kill you. And Puppy Scooby's like, drugs, yuck. It's like, okay, Scoob, yuck is the understatement for children holding fucking package-sized things of God knows what. Because they never say it's like weed or anything, or marijuana or
That's always
joints.
what they did in those kind of cartoons, is it was just the nondescript drugs. It just was an all-encompassing, oh, it's whatever, it's bad.
I just fucking love the jump of headless skateboarder surfer dude to drug smuggling dolphins. But anyway, next question. Okay, okay, yeah, like I said, a lot of these questions were garbo.
You should all be ashamed.
For all three, what is the worst song you've ever listened to? A lot of absolutes in this episode, I guess, yeah. But like, okay, what's a song that when it comes on, you need to turn it off? It's like
anything by Bryan Adams. Just any time Bryan Adams wails, I want to punch something.
Didn't he have a good one? Wait, Brian.
No, there is no such thing as a good one, Max.
South Park already stated Canada has tried to forgive them, tried to apologize for Bryan Adams.
Bryan Adams on several occasions.
That they should. String,
isn't that song about him fucking an underage girl?
Wasn't he underage?
Bryan Adams. The thing I hate about Bryan Adams is my grandmother loves Bryan Adams, which means I get to hear Bryan Adams sing about wanting to fuck my grandma in the car all the time. Because Bryan Adams just makes a bunch of fucking pathetic, whiny love ballads about how much he thinks you're the most beautiful thing and he wants to lay you down. I fucking hate Bryan Adams.
It was a great discovery that we had yesterday. We were talking about the fire that happened at Universal Studios in 2008 that like destroyed a bunch of master tapes of people's audio. And I was looking at the list being like, holy shit. And I was like, oh, Bryan Adams is on there. And Chris got up to tell his dad how... but no, God, Bryan Adams is a good one.
My birthday came early that day. I found out that all of Bryan Adams' master recordings went up in flames.
I mean, my whole thing with Bryan Adams is I remember Todd in the Shadows talked about how Bryan Adams sued All Music, which is an educational website, to not put up information about Bryan Adams. And this is like information like birthdays, hits, all this kind of stuff. And he basically sued a music encyclopedia. So it's just like,
I don't want to be known as a great musician.
I want to be known as an asshole.
About me.
But no, worst song.
This shouldn't shock you. Like, Bryan Adams is a fucking douchebag.
I don't know anything about the person. So.
Your worst song, Chrissy.
God, the thing is, I'm kind of like in the same boat as you. Is when I think of something, I only think of an artist. And people who watch this podcast will know, fucking hate Kid Rock. I say kind of the same reason as your grandma. My mom adores Kid Rock. Most of my white trash family likes Kid Rock and will
Let's put it this way. There is a reason that Kid Rock is represented as a fucking germ in a zit in Osmosis Jones.
Yeah, that basically fucking.
But Key, how can you? I mean, Kid Rock did Kyle's Mama is a big fat bitch. Kyle's Mama. This is remix of Kyle's Mama's bitch for the South Park movie.
Lightning can strike once in a good place, but no, fucking it just. My white trash family would blast these on blast CDs of Bryan Adams on the fucking radio at barbecues with all the doors open. So the entire neighborhood could hear fucking Kid Rock when no one wants to. But the songs that I hate from Kid Rock the most are probably fucking, what is it?
Sweet Home Alabama remake?
No. Oh, yeah, the one where it's like singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. I'm just like, don't ruin Sweet Home Alabama. The only good thing to come out of Alabama. It's besides a bunch of really off-color funny incest jokes. But like...
We are really loving our audience today.
But no, who do we know from Alabama?
I don't know, somebody might be from Alabama.
I mean, wait, is Lizzie from Alabama, Chris?
Yes, she is. We
Our
always
friend-
make that
Our friend Lizzie is from Alabama, but she hates Alabama too.
Okay.
Abalama.
But no, I guess the other song I hate from Kid Rock is the fucking song In Osmosis Jones, simply because that song's about statutory rape.
Oops.
Again, I mean, there's the lyrics where it's like, they say it's statutory, but I say it's mandatory, and it's like, there's a reason you're inside a pimple
don't forget
that gets blown up with no
the
survivors.
prefix to those lyrics, which is I like
Young
them
lady.
under age C.
Gets better
Like they really hammer that point with like three fucking lines of dialogue.
Yeah, there's a reason that he was in a pimple that gets blown up that looks like there's no survivors.
Good.
Anyway, Max, your song. I gave you enough time.
Mm-hmm. And I had my brain secretly running in the background.
Uh-huh.
And I might once again come up empty-handed. I don't know. I mean, this is the thing with my brain that it tries to forget bad stuff because I don't want to
It's
learn.
almost like you're a normal person.
No, I don't want to learn because normally humans memorize bad stuff better because it's an evolutionary process of learning from mistakes. I don't.
Okay, Smarty Pants, you gotta have something buried deep in there.
Probably. It's suppressed memories.
Grab the shovel.
That's fire. Trying. I mean, could I go this far and say the live version of Dare from Gorillaz?
Yes.
Are you talking about the one on the DVD where it's very clear
the guy
it's very
is
clear
so
he's
high.
fucking hammered?
Yes,
Max
and you
has
see
the
this.
DVD.
Yes.
I
first time
remember
I
seeing that
visited-
as a teenager, just going, "What the fuck is wrong
And you
with it?"
see the
girl
lady
singer.
singing, and you see like how you see the hidden pain behind her eyes in the close-ups, like make this gig be over quickly.
And you can very clearly see Damon Albarn getting frustrated by actually just screaming, "It's there!" Fuck that's a
If
shit
you
show.
people have never seen the live
And
version,
it
Dare,
also sounds shit. So this is
go
on
for
top of
the
it.
go
Oh,
find the live performance of Demon Days. There's a DVD that you probably can find the clip on YouTube.
Oh, you can find the clip. It's out
Yeah,
there.
I mean, yeah.
Just have the guy wearing his upside down sunglasses, drunkenly screaming into a microphone over lo-fi music. Like,
Yeah, I will. If I find it on YouTube, I will put the link in the description down below because oof.
It's
it
worth
is a
seeing.
big oof.
And I don't want to say it ruins the DVD, but just letting it play in the background is basically impossible because you have this song pretty much in the middle. This is like ear cancer, so.
But
And
hey,
I
the
like
rest of
the
songs are-
original.
I mean,
I mean,
They
Demon Days
must-
is one of the greatest albums ever produced, so it's worth suffering through that one bad performance for the rest of the great concert.
But the thing is that I still like the song, just not
course.
this interpretation.
I would kill you if you didn't.
he must have he must have found out since he slept with Murdoch, is like, man, I gotta drink that memory away. It's
I will
dead.
accept
Do
that
we
as
have-
canon. I will accept that.
Do we have any more Twitter questions?
As I said, Ozzy was very, very active, but his grammar is making his questions a little bit of a guesswork. What TV shows that you enjoyed but couldn't get the fandom? I mean, then again, this might actually be on
maybe
spot
it's
grammar.
a
you
a
really
show
don't
that you
get the big
enjoy, but
fandom.
you're not part
But
of the
you
fan.
don't-
Or you
understand
don't
the
get
fandom.
the I guess yes. I mean, sorry if I did you wrong there, Ozzy, and this was actually on spot grammar.
But I think that's also that the answers can have layers because there's obviously like fans of the property, but you wouldn't say they're like the fandom, like fandom DUMB, as a lot of people call it. Because I mean, I'm a Sonic fan, and obviously the Sonic fandom is a very like My Little Pony. It can be, but I mean, all the Sonic fans I know are very, very pleasant people, like Squiggly Dig and Chi-Chi and Victor McKnight. They're all like very nice, non-toxic people, and they don't. But the generalization of the Sonic fandom is, feet pictures and all this awful shit. But My Little Pony has that too, and I have nothing but good people that came out of that fandom. The two of you, obviously, and a lot of the other people.
Deniability.
Shut the fuck up, you grasshoppery motherfucker.
Grasshopper.
He's fucking lanky. He's like Stephen Merchant over there.
He does look like Stephen Merchant. He does look like Stephen Merchant the one time he's lip synced to Single Ladies on like Fallon or something, and he's just walking like a fucking mantis in his black sweater. But no, so
I generally can't think of in the way they're phrasing the question a thing I'm into, but I don't understand the fandom of it. I don't think I have an answer because I just assume everything has a fan base. So why should I be shocked that it has a fandom?
I don't get the intensity of Super Who-Luck. I never have and never will, and I have enjoyed all three of those shows at some point. Super Who-Luck is the joint fandom of Doctor Who, Supernatural, and Sherlock.
Super Who-Luck.
And they are really obsessed with making all three of those shows a shared universe.
Because Supernatural has so much, because Sherlock has so much supernatural stuff going on in it.
Look, let's just say this. At this point in time, Scooby-Doo has more in canon universe with Sherlock than fucking Doctor Who or Sherlock. So...
all they need is Doctor Who to guest star on Guess Who, and then they're fucking good.
But no, I like all three shows well enough. I mean, my liking of Sherlock has waned over the years.
I never saw the last season.
I never, neither.
And same for Supernatural. That's kind of, I just feel like this show has overstayed its welcome. The characters can only die so many times.
16th season or something?
It's on season too many. It needs to just do the thing that it did with Scooby and just cross over with a bunch of show
where like it has so many seasons, it's overwhelming for you to even begin because you're like, Jesus, that's a fucking commitment. Like, I don't want to start.
Yeah, it's just kind of like I look at it and I'm like, you should have ended at season like 6, and now we had 10. But I like all the shows, and I understand why people like them. I like why people understand the intensity. I don't get the whole thing of like, hey, let's take all three of these shows and just merge them together so we can have all of our hot mystery boys all together, then they could kiss because we're Tumblr and we don't truly understand how intimacy works because we just want everyone to be gay for the sake of being gay.
Oh. You saying Tumblr actually triggered, there are a couple fandoms I don't get because I couldn't get into the franchises per se, so the two that I simply don't understand.
Like the show,
I know, but that's I'm cheating here because I have to have something.
I do this frequently.
The two, like I don't dislike these franchises; they're fine enough. I just was like, but then I saw the fan, I was like, Jesus, it's this big. And the two of them would be Homestuck, which has this enormous fucking following, which I'm sure you all know.
Oh yes,
the fucking
demon. And I've read some of Homestuck. I'm just like, I mean, it's okay. I don't really see why it has this fucking crazy following, but okay, whatever makes you happy. And the other one was Fire Emblem, because Fire Emblem also has a huge presence on Tumblr, and it's one of those things where they'll mention something and I'll like, what the? Am I supposed to get this? I don't. Oh, that's a Fire Emblem character. Okay, I wouldn't know. They all look the fucking same. Like 3 of them all look like Marth. So how am I supposed to know that this one is this one?
Can I change my answer to Camp because now I remember, since I'm thinking about Tumblr.
Oh my god, why didn't we say Camp? Holy shit. Oh my god. You know what? Yes, fuck it. Both our answers are Camp because Camp is a show I like. I genuinely like the show. But I made the fucking mistake of saying, this was a good show. I have a friend who might really like it. Like, there's a character in the show. She'll definitely really enjoy this character. So I said, hey, come on in. I'm going to show you a show. And we watched the show. And she has not let go of this fucking show. It is the very definition of a trash fangirl. It has ruined this fucking show for me. That I'm just like, the new season came out, I'm just like, I don't even want to watch it anymore because I have to fucking hear in another ear about in the new episode. Like, shut up!
David is baby.
You love this character, but fucking shut up. And the worst was my friend Joey. You all had him on the podcast. His fiance got into the show, and the two of them are like fucking magnets that screech at each other when you put them together when it comes to the show.
They make the same screeching noise together too, because they both go, eh!
If you get them together to call, I genuinely just throw them into another, like a different chat so they can just scream at each other. And they're in there for like 2 or 3 hours. It's the worst. It's the fucking worst. So Camp.
Yeah, okay, what about you, Max?
I'm going with, maybe the answer that Ozzy was going for or curious about, the big one, the obvious one, the bronies. I mean, I am in the fandom, but I still do not get it. Why this show? Why that kind of a phenomenon? I mean, Adventure Time has a fandom. Have you seen dozens of Adventure Time conventions each year? No. Or other shows that I would say are better. Still, they didn't get this mass following, this with dozens of conventions dedicated to this one individual show.
I think it just had to do with its uniqueness of, well, it's a show that was intended for a separate demographic and ended up appealing to a different
Social inversion.
But yeah. I mean, you could probably, I'm not sure, what would you say is the demographic for Steven Universe?
Not even like a big, like wasn't like just a local kind of convention center, but it became so popular they had to expand to like a bigger center.
Maybe, but look at it, internationally, worldwide, Germany has its own one, UK has at least one, if not even two.
Indonesia has one.
Japan has one as far as I know. Worldwide.
That honestly might just have to do with Hasbro branding. Like they're like, hey, it's popular with the men in the United States. How about international?
But even if you take anime, even popular anime don't have one convention dedicated to the one show. You probably, when you go to an anime convention, a regular one, you probably find, if it's a popular show, I don't know,
like My Hero.
But I also think that's not a fair comparison, only because depending on the anime, there probably isn't enough sufficient stuff to with My Little Pony, there was so much merchandise you can sell at a convention strictly centered on that one topic.
And yet most of the good stuff I see at a con is all fan stuff, like plushies, fan artwork.
Well, yes, but all
MLP also has the distinction of having 30 plus years of history behind it.
That's also true.
Maybe. But
I
guess it's an answer.
Yeah, there's not a Dragon Ball con, there's not a Naruto con, because those definitely probably could because Dragon Ball's been around, I think, 30 years, right?
It's been there since the 80s.
Then it's got decades of a fan base and merchandise to, and we all know Dragon Ball Z fans, which Dragon Ball Z fans are cancer. Slightly kidding. Dragon Ball Z fans, some of them are nice. A lot of them have been fucking dicks. Don't ever say anything bad about Goku ever.
She's going to get something Dragon Ball Z related now?
I don't know. Does she own Dragon Ball Z stuff? Oh, apparently there's a Seiya con.
Huh.
So I guess that answers your question, Max. There is
there is
anime center.
Yeah, but still one.
This is one of Golden's shirts.
Of course
it is. It's not a kimono. It's just a button-up shirt.
You're trying to prove to me that they're not toxic by using Golden as a poster?
No, I just want to say I just want to make a point of how prevalent DBZ is, because I've never seen him wear this shirt, but he owns 2 of them.
Were they gifts? Is that why he's never worn?
I don't know.
I've got. Look, I was gifted a Family Guy shirt that I don't wear, so I definitely get that.
Also, this feels like the most uncomfortable material that you can have. It feels like a really scratchy pair of suit pants.
Maybe that's why he doesn't wear it.
You go over there.
Yeah,
anyways,
I guess we're running that one.
We're running late, so I think we should just get to the FMK.
Cool.
Yeah, okay.
Or murder and knife.
Shut up, Chris. From Enigma. Ask Awkward. Here we are at the closing gates of October, so we got one more of these to kill for that grim and thrilling holiday. But why should the others yet to come be excluded? So let's get festive with the folks for Fuck, Marry, Kill Late Year Holidays. Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Not only do I want to hear one of you say fuck Christmas, but killing the holiday kills everything associated with it, which includes animated movies and shows and the like.
Oh, that's brutal.
But that makes it easy, because what the fuck is a Thanksgiving movie?
That's true.
Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's a Thanksgiving.
But Charlie Brown probably has a special for Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Halloween.
Probably. He says probably, not knowing that these are well-established yearly traditions.
European.
Great Pumpkin, Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown.
Excuse me that we in Germany don't have a cancer kit as our holiday cartoon icon.
Okay, Charlie Brown actually did have a special about a girl who did have leukemia.
That's actually true.
So.
Also, last I checked, we didn't put the kids in striped pajamas. So you know. Anyway, the fuck, marry, kill. I guess I'll go.
Sure.
I guess I would fuck Halloween because that's probably some really kinky sex, knowing like the goth shit and all that. I imagine the embodiment of Halloween is like Elvira or something. Like that seems like a fun time.
Or Mike
Myers. Thanksgiving.
It's Frankenfurt.
Sure, whatever. Shut up, Max. I would kill Thanksgiving for the easy answer of I don't like family gatherings. So kill that. Kill that right in its gobbly fucking face. And I would marry Christmas because Christmas is very warm and cozy time. And I think if you want to settle down, I think that's what you want. You want someone that's just very comforting.
Commerce all year long. The smell of pine needle. Okay, that's actually nice. But
what is wrong with having someone all year round for the rest of your life that smells like sweet nog and is warm and cuddly? I think that's the pinnacle. I think that's true happiness.
All right, Max, your turn.
Well, my turn. Okay.
What? I'm always the second to go. I want to be last for once.
Okay, fair. So, okay, let's see. How do I spin this? Obviously.
The thing is, do you guys have a Thanksgiving?
No. But
what do they have to give thanks for?
But being the contrarian.
Okay.
So
are you gonna marry Thanksgiving so someone's cooking for you all the time?
No, I mean it's about it's about food, it's about family. I actually wanted to marry Thanksgiving, that's true.
I know you too well.
You are going to marry Christmas for all the presents and gifts, so...
You don't know what I'm picking.
Yeah, obviously you are changing your answer now in your head, but this was the one you were going for.
Just give your explanations, you bastard.
So, obviously Thanksgiving, because, I mean, it's also exotic for me because we don't have it, so it's a little bit more calm, it's not this big fuss and mess all over the place. But yeah, I think Chris is onto something. So I'm also going to fuck Halloween because also I wouldn't want to miss out on all the monsters and stuff. And
kill Christmas?
I'm going to go all in Grinch and kill Christmas. Because come on, it's mostly commerce.
Max who killed. You know, Max was the name of the Grinch's dog. So
see,
are you
I
just
learned
fulfilling his goal as a lackey?
Exactly. That's
You're
what
killing the movie Die Hard.
That's actually a sacrifice I considered, but there are other good action movies.
And Nightmare Before Christmas. And Home Alone.
Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween movie.
But Christmas is in the movie.
Yes.
It's both.
So is Thanksgiving. The movie dies either way if you go this route.
I am going to campaign. I will fund a project of the Max Who Killed Christmas. It'll be an animatic of a grinchy green Max who tries to literally kill Christmas, like stab Santa in the fucking
a grinchy green German.
If you make
Yes.
if you make a Kickstarter, expect me to send
Sean?
some money your way.
You better agree to make this a reality with me.
Can we kickstart it to get an amount that we can get the animators for Klaus to work on it?
And-
We're not animating this. Are you out of your fucking mind?
No, we hire someone else to.
And obviously, I will not be hired to voice act myself. You get one like Chris, who does this fantastic German accent.
Oh, I'm
Get
gonna
Michael
stab
to do a
Santa
perfect
now. Yeah.
Michael impression.
No, Shan. No, yeah, Shan. Sean will voice him because then it will be like just the most vitriolic, angry presentation of the character. But no.
Give us your answers, Chris.
Okay, my answer is I am gonna kill Thanksgiving. Mostly.
See, I had to marry it.
No, see, I just
It'll be amazing if your answers correlate with mine.
I just want to kill Thanksgiving because, well, for one thing, like it's not kind of a very wholesome holiday, and I don't want to deal with racist uncles that come in every year. But no, then I'm going to fuck Christmas. First of all, Enigma gets what he wanted to hear. Second of all, look, man, all those discounts that are at the holiday sales and stuff on Christmas, you can get some pretty kinky shit for some Christmas fun.
Ah, true.
But here's the thing.
Now I'm just picturing a candy cane strap-on. You fucking weirdo.
Hell, at least then it would make sense to suck on a strap-on because it's made out of candy. Thank you. I'm here all week. But no, I don't want to marry Christmas. I mean, I love Christmas. Everyone who knows me knows I love Christmas and I love holidays where you give gifts because I'm a very incessant gift giver.
Yes.
I am. But no, Max is silent in agreement because he's the one that has to suffer it the most.
Yeah,
He
poor
says
bastard has to suffer all that fucking charity.
So I saw his eyes dart because I know on one side of his computer desk is the little standee that I got him.
Plus,
But no,
the Lyra was from you, I recall.
the Lyra was for me.
Wasn't the Tali.
The tally was for me. I got that at Too Many Games.
And of course the two that are cut off
The
on
two-
the side. Yeah,
The
that's
two
fine.
drawings that are off screen, the standee, the Fallout Equestria book that finally came in the mail, the decanter, and anyways, yes, I give gifts. That is the thesis of this statement.
And you want to
But-
marry Halloween just by process of elimination.
But no. The thing is, I don't want to marry Christmas because Christmas could be toxic for me simply because when Christmas time rolls around, I become an alcoholic for eggnog because I fucking love eggnog. And there was a time where I bought like 4 containers of it. It was just a lined part of our fridge of just eggnog containers.
You're like
all
fucking
of
Timmy's
those,
dad in the Christmas special where he's just so fucking obsessed with eggnog.
all of them were gone in 2 days. And the thing is, because eggnog is basically just straight up cream that you drink, I became super tired and I would just drink a bunch of glasses and sleep. And this is without alcohol in it, mind you.
You know, you hate Rugrats, yet you basically just quoted a Rugrats episode.
I
with
know,
that.
I quoted the grandpa being, I'm going to drink a couple glasses of
Couple
eggnog.
glasses of eggnog and fall asleep in front of the TV.
Well, then again, that's the best character in that show.
We'll give him that. It's a good line.
But no, I would marry Halloween because Halloween is a very particular kind of joy. It makes you revel in the fun of fear, and it's still spontaneous, but you see children having fun and being happy, and there's merriment. I feel like that's a kind of chaoticness that I would enjoy in a commitment.
You're basically an Adams.
Yes!
You identify as an
Oh.
Adams.
Oh.
Halloween is my Gomez, and I am the Morticia. I will put on makeup that is my pair. Given that my dad's ashes are over on my dresser, that is not a good statement to me.
Hold
Sorry.
on. Your dad's ashes are right behind you?
Yeah, on the makeup desk.
Don't fucking get them! What are you doing?
Guys.
This is the worst. This is like The fact that your dad's ashes are right behind. This is like when I was visiting my fucking grandmother, I think like 2 years ago, and I was reminiscing about my grandfather. And my grandma was like, "Oh, you want to see him?" I go, "What do you mean see him? Where is he?" "Oh, he's in the attic." My grandfather's ashes are in the attic. Yeah, he's with the Christmas lights. Why is my grandfather with the Christmas lights? It's just,
Hey, just say, try traveling in an
fucking Ziploc bag. My grandfather's in a Ziploc bag. God damn it!
Look, man, I'm just saying, just end this on the worst note possible. Try taking those ashes home on Christmas and trying to explain to a TSA officer how those ashes should be allowed in a carry-on bag.
That's what I said. They're like, "What? Do you want to take your grandfather home?" I said, "No, because I don't want to have to explain why I have a box with my grandfather stored in a Ziploc bag."
But yes, everyone, if you didn't know already, my dad has been a secret co-host of the Awkward-cast for God knows how many episodes.
And my grandfather died the way he lived, trying to figure out those fucking Christmas lights.
We need to end this episode now. We need to end it right the
Why is it getting awkward?
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random grabs. Time for awkward guests. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward guests. It's the awkward. Hard work and analysis which you do not want to miss on awkward.